A couple not so hot endings, but something that is super hot. PHNX New Studios. Ayo!
What a decline. Oh.
Welcome to the latest episode of PHNX Mercury. Obviously, as always, we're here with host Erica Day, who's remote for today. And I'm here in our brand new studios with a brand new guest and some brand new energy and perspectives to give you all on the Mercury and Audrey Corley. So Audrey, welcome to our Mercury podcast.
I'm excited to be here, especially the first one in the new studio.
Yes.
What a beautiful studio. It looks great, you guys.
This is a very celebratory moment for multiple reasons, but Audrey is our first guest in the new studio. Had to excuse us for the boxes and whatnot we got laying around, but she understands that because she's kind of went through that recently herself, and we're diving into a lot of those different things as well as talking basketball with her too. So I'm gonna kick the ball back to Erica for her host duties, but we appreciate everybody that made the time to tap in with us. Definitely take a chance to look around. Everything is brand new. It smells new. It looks new. It feels new, and it's a kind of like a fresh start, and we can't get to this point without you all support. So appreciate all of y'all, and let's have a good show.
It's kind of poetic in a way. Sorry, Erica, to cut you off, but we did most of our shows in the GOAT Diana Taurasi studio in our previous HQ2, and it feels like kind of poetic in a way. Like Diana Taurasi retires, you bring in a new big three. We have our old GOAT studio, we retire that, and now we reiterate. But it's beautiful, it's fresh, it's a new look, and I'm messing with it.
So what we need is the Mercury to bring in the first championship with the new studio.
Yep.
And our
To really
MVP
step in.
AT.
And
Don't forget
Facts.
her doing her thing.
Facts.
That's what I'm talking about. You guys are speaking the right words to me today on this fine Monday afternoon. Shout out to all of you guys joining us in the chat today. We got David, Andy, Rob. I know Rob's already excited. He knows who Audrey is, but in case you don't know who Audrey is, I'm going to introduce her. The owner of Title IX Sports Grill in downtown Phoenix, a beautiful location. It is a beautiful bar. I was just giving Audrey her flowers off air, and I'm going to continue to do so on air because it's what I do. But Audrey, you've built an incredible spot for people to gather and hang out and build communities of their own. And I've gathered and hung out with my community there, and I could hope to continue to do so. But I am curious, and I'm sorry to rip the band-aid off with this, but I would love to know your aha moment and like, I have to open this bar in Phoenix. Phoenix needs this.
The aha moment was probably about 3 years ago, to be honest. Because I have Boycott Bar, and then I have Title IX, and I also have a elevated dining concept called Dahlia Tapas Tequila and Wine, right? So I got Dahlia 2 years ago. And in the meantime, I had already had the sports bar idea on my radar, but just was kind of waiting for the right time and the right exact location. And that's how I ended up where we're at right now with Kat and Brad Moore, who I partnered up with doing it and taking over their location. But it was really the aha moment was after watching the sports bar have their first year. Because, owning a women's bar, period, is hard enough, right? Like you take a certain demographic of market and it's only a little part of the market was really hard. But sports are my passion. I always say basketball saved my life. So I attribute a lot of sports into who I am as an entrepreneur, who I was as a coach, and who I am as a human, right? Just that fight that you have inside you. And I bring that every day to the business. But the aha moment was watching them. And then this year, just watching the basketball world blow up and all the things behind it, knowing that we need this space. And this space should have happened years ago, just like Title IX in our name, right? You look back and it gave us opportunity to play sports and all the things that happened. There's so many women who missed that boat. So the aha moment was just watching them kind of succeed and being like, I want to be the one to do that here in Phoenix.
Yeah, that is a new... What do they call a Phoenician?
Phoenicians?
Phoenician, yeah.
Born and raised, so. We'll adopt you, okay, as
For
a new
sure.
Phoenician.
For sure. I think one of the first non-work related, whether it be here with PHNX or just in the arenas, one of the first non-work related people I met was you, just by coming to check things out at the
Yeah.
bar. And you opened me super graciously. Found out I wasn't from here, and I think that automatically kind of made you want to take me a
Yeah,
little
well,
bit
I mean,
further.
you're easy to take in, just so
Sure.
you know. You have beautiful energies, and I think that's one of
Appreciate
the things that I look for. But yeah, I enjoy talking with you, and all the time you come in, sitting there with her,
Thank you.
talking sports and basketball. So
For sure. For sure. And I think the first thing I noticed, or I think the first conversation we had, I was like, thank you for this because I have a bunch of nieces
yes,
and they always want to watch like women's basketball or whatever women's sports that they might want to check out. And it's like, okay, we got to do it from the crib back home because there's just nowhere that is willingly having the games on in the ways in which you do. So appreciate you for that. I imagine that played a big part in you wanting to
it
establish
did.
that.
Well, actually, yesterday even I'll give you a perfect example. See, when we had 4 ladies who were probably I won't put their age too out there, but at least a few years older than me, right? Who probably missed Title IX a little bit, and one of them was a season ticket holder since the beginning of Mercury. So shout out to those people who've been holding it down for years before people realized that we were already fabulous. That women's basketball has been here, but we were talking about how they didn't have the opportunity to play sports, and there wasn't teams and pre-Title IX and things like that, and just the opportunities they didn't have, and really what this is about, it's not necessarily about drinks and food and all that or hospitality. It's really about having a community space for people to realize that this is possible. You can be that great athlete. You can go live your dream and have that passion to do so, and be a strong woman who loves playing sports.
Yeah.
Well, no, and I think it's really beautiful because, I live down in Tucson, and when I want to watch something, I am the girl in the bar that's asking for the corner TV. Hey, can you guys turn this on, please? The national championship is like the one off where I don't have to ask anybody, but every other time I'm like, guys, it's time. Like, we got to put this game on. We got to put these games on. Um, and for you though, we talked about it before air, like the value is in the details, and it's how you treat others and what type of atmosphere you're building so that others can bring and are willing to bring their communities in. And so, like, how did you build such a welcoming and open arm sort of place in Title IX?
Well, I think, I've had a lot of experience, per se, with boycott, and then being a college coach, right? And being a teammate, being a team member of Phoenix College. Our whole thing is team first. And you build that team philosophy. And I just think that that's an energy, right? Like, you create that energy that you want, and people buy into that energy, and it just overwhelming. You have this beautiful, it's like when you walk in the arena, and you can feel that energy in there, and we have that game, and you can feel that spirit in there. That's what it's about. You cultivate that. And I think you have to create that, and people catch on. It's like fire. Boom, then it's gone. You're going. You have to cultivate it.
When you talk about cultivating it, as somebody that's growing as honestly a prominent person in the general community of Phoenix, people see your face at the games. All of a sudden, everybody starts cheering like one of the players is up there on the big board because it's like, oh my God, that's Audrey. Yeah. Like, and you hear the uproar. You hear the uproar. It's really special. You got honored earlier in the season.
Very honored.
How does that feel for you, having been born and raised in this community and understanding what you felt like maybe wasn't there, and you kind of finding an outlet to give what you've been looking for your entire life?
Well, I mean, honestly, I first of all, I just want to thank the Mercury for that award. It was a beautiful award. My family was there, and just everybody in my team was there. Um, one of the ways I feel about that is I think we all have a duty, like a civil duty, and I think it's to leave people better than we find them. And I think that's in everything you do. Basketball. When I say basketball saved my life, I really truly mean that. I grew up in the hood, and school wasn't mostly my thing, and something happened that changed my life, and I was like, if I live through this moment, I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna play basketball. And you know how crazy that is when you haven't played basketball through high school? I think I'm gonna go walk on a college team, and that's really the mindset that I had, right? And so I show up at Phoenix College, and my coach was like, no, goodness gracious, you haven't played ball. But she gave me a chance. And I just think that if you do anything in life, it's about people. And if you're not believing in people and you're not helping them become the best versions of themselves, really, what's our purpose?
Yeah.
You know, and I want to do that and everything. So when I feel that in the stadium and I walk through that stadium, I know this might sound crazy, but you know, it feels like my stadium. It feels like this is our city and we put on for our city. That's what it is. And we help each other out. And that's just how it feels. I don't know. I get cold chills talking about it because I want to get in my coach mode and go.
I think purpose, before Erica, before we get to your question, I think purpose is extremely important. This feels like you're directly aligned with what your purpose is.
Oh, I know, yeah.
You know who Nipsey Hussle is, I'm assuming,
yes,
right?
Yes, 10 toes.
Nipsey,
yes.
Nip is one of the biggest kind of influential people that I never met, but just from a distance. One of my favorite quotes from him is, "The highest human act is to inspire." And it feels like you've done that for many people that I've seen just around the community, even at the bar, even at the arena. I feel like that's why they give the energy that they give when they see you on a big board, or if they come into the game, they come into the bar and they see you, and it's just a very kind of familial type of feel. So
you know,
I hope you feel
I do
that love that they're giving back to you, for you giving that outlet and opportunity for them to kind of be in that type of community.
You know, and thank you. That means a lot.
Of course.
It's seriously, because I think you dedicate your whole life to an industry, right?
Yeah.
And the bar industry seems like sometimes it gets a negative rap, but I don't think people realize how much it's tied to like my team, as far as like when I played sports, you know, because you know, you're an athlete. What happens when sports ends? You're left with this void that you're like, wait, where do I put all this? I spent years to people, and not just yourself, because it's unselfish, right? You're committed to a team. So where do I put all this when the game ends for me? And I think the game has just never ended for me. You know, it went from being basketball to being in the bar and the hospitality industry, and that's what it is. And like I said, if I could help one person or help inspire someone to be the best version of themselves, I'm going to do that. And that's what I believe. I truly believe that that's why we're here. So
It's actually a really good thing I'm remote today, because I will cry if anytime anyone else in
sorry.
the room is crying.
Such a softie.
No, it's tough, you know, being the empath of the room and feeling everybody for everybody else, you know, it's tough. But I wanted to ask you about the first days when you first opened the bar and you're getting those first patrons in, and just the overall reaction from everybody, and maybe how it's evolved now that you've been open a little while.
Well, I think the first days was so crazy. We had so much press. Our PR team did a great job getting it out there, and the community really got behind it. You know, we both had businesses in that neighborhood, so everyone was really excited. And the first days was just, it was a lot for me because I was also shooting our documentary at that time, so it was a crazy weekend for me. But I just remember watching the faces come in, and having my family there and everyone be there, and just the pride and like I could feel so proud being in that room. And then just the energy. People are excited to watch the games and have a space. Like, it really comes down to having the space to watch your favorite team and support them. Like, you know, go back to one of the points you said earlier. There was a guy in the bar, and one day we were watching the women's Final Four, and he wanted to change the game to a male sports, and literally it clicked to me. I go, God, that's how we felt for years. Sitting there and asking someone, I go, look, and he goes, I get it. And it was like a light switch in him. He goes, I get how you guys felt now, you know? And it was one of those moments where I was like, yeah, this is really it. So just people's energy right now coming in, they're still excited. I think there's a lot of things we got to work out as far as the schedule, and that's the hardest part about having it. The games are not shown, you know, the viewership. It's very hard to get the games on and the times down. That's the hardest part of it, honestly. So,
can you speak a little bit about the staff that you compiled? Because I think that's another kind of extension of you that stands out when you walk in. When you walk in, you met with some type of vibrant energy from one of 6 or 7 different people, and whether you're there or not.
You saying I'm overstaffed, Steven? Because, you know, I do think that, there you go. I'll take it. Yeah, water, Bridget.
Yeah. Got you. But yeah, can you just kind of speak to the different personalities that your staff provides to make the environment what it is?
Okay, so let's put it in a sports term, right?
Yeah.
When you have a team, you have some of your veterans who's been around. They know your system. They know how you want to get it.
Yeah.
And you bring the rooks in, and they're learning your system, and it all takes buy-in. I think any great thing you do takes buy-in, and people who want to be there and they want to be part of that And everyone was excited. Everyone that we have there wanted to be part of Title IX. And they're like, oh, I believe in the vision. This is great. Let's do it. Thank you so much. And they wanted to be part of that. So I think the difference is, I will send a big shout out to Title IX's team, all my teams, to be honest, because I couldn't do Title IX without someone holding it down at Boycott and Dahlia and stepping up lately, because it takes away, really, to build something else new. People don't realize it does take away from what you're doing at the other spaces for a little while until you get it all dialed in. And I think that's where we're at right now, kind of like the Mercury. I think they're trying to figure it out and dial it all in. And, for us, like the Mercury, I have such a great team and such talented people. And it's just finding the right way to make them fit and where their position is. I think that's what it all comes down to.
For sure. And I think, like I mentioned, that's an extension of you, because they're holding it down where you're not around. Or sometimes
Coach can be a little much sometimes. So ask my old players; they'll tell you Coach A could be a little crazy. So
for sure, but I think having it come from leadership, you can't call yourself or assume leadership if you're not able to put other people in positions of leadership, because they can't always just blow back on you. Otherwise, it's not going to be sustained. So I think that part is, personnel wise, you picking who you picked is definitely kind of hand in glove fit.
We have a great manager over there, Faithy. Faith has done a great job. She's really young, stepped up, and she believes in it. And then she has great supporting cast. And I think it comes down to, like you said, putting the right team, even the back of the house. People believe in Title IX. They want to be there. So that's my favorite part of it, seeing the energy that people are excited to be there when they walk in. And it's just like, you can feel it.
For sure.
You literally can feel it when you're sitting there.
I was literally just about to draw the comparison between the championship roster of the Phoenix Mercury right now, and then obviously the championship roster you built for Title IX. It could draw some parallels there, and I kind of like that. It's kind of hinting at a parade that we've all, I'm kind of feel like, have been planning now since September, or in September, but we planning it since basically we first saw them play in May. It feels like ages ago now at this point. But how I do want to go in a little bit of a more Mercury specific shift here really quick, because it is special, right? With, the legacy that the Mercury has built in Phoenix with Diana, and I could go down the laundry list, which I don't have to, but you know, how important in a place like Phoenix is it to have this space? Because I feel like Phoenix has already shown to buy in to women's sports. You've got the Final Four coming here next year, but obviously the Phoenix Mercury have been here a long time. And so with all of this that could happen for women's sports, how important was it to already have it established before anything could happen, if that makes any sense?
I think that was huge, but let's get real about PHX and our teams. The Mercury have 3 championships, right? They already have three titles. And you'll see our city light up for the Suns when they're in the playoffs, and people are doing murals and painting. There's all that support behind the male team. But what about when we already won 3? Let's be real. We got 3 under there, and you don't see that same energy. And with Title IX and all that, I'm hoping we get that same vibe. When they're in the playoffs, it's going to be a whole party, block party, and people are going to be doing those things because our girls deserve that. Women deserve that same respect to the game, because that game, I don't know if you've been watching lately, but it's pretty darn physical. It's a rough game, and I think it's that, and that's what makes it so special, because we do have the Final Four coming, which brings national exposure to our city and brings so much tourism dollars and all that. And with that being said, it needs to get put back into women's sports as well. The same reason, hey, if you're gonna have us pay those extra ticket prices, you better start paying our girls too, because they're working hard for it. So let's get them paid what they deserve. That's how I feel.
For sure.
That's the second time I've heard that same sentiment about season tickets within the last couple days. I heard about the rate increase, and sounds like it was steep.
This year too, I mean, let's keep it real. But here's the reality. I understand business, so I get it. I understand things go up, but there's some of these ladies are on fixed incomes that have been supporting this team forever, and they can't afford to go be there. And that's your fan base. That's the reality of who your real fan base is, not this new generation, because you need both to build a successful to take it to the next level. I understand that you need both, but you can't lose the ones who've been riding with you forever too. So just worried about some of the people who might not be able to afford it. in this economy right now.
I'm new to Phoenix, but I'm not new to Phoenix sports on social media. And I think in 2021, when the Suns went to the finals, and the way that the ticket prices just rapidly just skyrocketed through the roof, from what I've been told is that the kind of the in arena atmosphere, what it was versus what it came to be and what it is now, has shifted significantly. And for the Mercury, that's not something that you want, because we just had an event that we did over at Gila with the Mercury last weekend. All the fans, all the conversations I had, I was telling them I've been to 7 or 8 different WNBA arenas. No one compares to the atmosphere and the culture established here with the Mercury. You don't want to outprice, you don't want to shift out your core fan base, because that's who makes the entire identity of Mercury basketball what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the X Factor is a real thing. And I think if you look to all the people who's been supporting it for years, and I'm talking, I remember being out at the first game and feeling like, like I said, I cried at the first game because this was something that you were like, this is life-changing for so many people, right? We could play basketball in this arena and the energy in there. People loved it. It was a place to be. Like, you couldn't miss a Mercury game. You had to be there, and that was the thing that I think that energy, I don't want to see it disappear. Because if you look at the Valkyries right now, right? They did a great marketing job. They have great buy-in on the people. Yes. They are running great business.
Yes.
All the way around. And I'm not taking from the Mercury. I love our Phoenix Mercury. But I think if you really pay attention, there's a lot to be learned in what's happening, and even the way they market and who they're marketing to, because there is a certain demographic that has supported the Mercury and will continue to support them for years, because that's a big percentage of who women's basketball is. And they look like me. They look like you, and you don't want to forget that it's about having people to cheer in those stands too. And I get it. It all comes down to, people are like, oh, it's not a profitable league. But if these teams are selling for 300 and 400 million, sounds pretty profitable to me for someone. Right? So let's just make it fair. We want equity. And I think that's the difference of realizing that women want equity in the game. And how do we get that? And how do we elevate women into these positions and leadership roles, right? Because if it's all a male leadership, you're not really bringing women to the table. You're just having them set the table, cook the food, but you ain't letting them eat with you, and that's the difference.
I think that word, before you go, Erica, that word equity was one that reverbed across all of WNBA All-Star Weekend. Anytime, because they had the CBA negotiations, one of their most recent installments with the league at All-Star Weekend, and a lot of the players were saying they're underestimating us because they don't think we have the business savvy to understand the leverage that we actually have worked to establish in 2025. And they don't realize a lot of us own our own independent businesses. And with that comes a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience and a lot of understanding, where you kind of bridge that gray area gap that they thought they could use to their advantage in negotiations. That's non-existent. And I think that we're at a point where the players are understanding their power comprehensively, not just the top 5 or top 6 players, but even the players that are at the bottom of rosters that aren't playing. They understand what their role is and what it is they're working towards, and how that can kind of help them navigate there.
I think you nailed it right there. I mean, that's the truth. So, but that's any team, and that's why if you're the highest paid person and you're not looking out for the lowest paid person, are we winning? We're not. And the way you do that is to get everyone on the same level, and that's where you get the power is, and that's where it is, the buy-in. And you're right, and that's what they need. I mean, there's no league without the players.
Nope.
And there's no league without the fans as well. It all ties in, right? So I think you just got to find the right mix, but I think it's really elevating the women who are in those positions, because it's easy for a man to say this is how it should be, but you also don't know there's things that come with being a woman athlete that are different than male athletes. There's childcare, there's other needs that health issues that are different for women than our men. We take that out of consideration when they're building these, and they need to be put back into it. Because what about maternity leave and stuff like that? Let's be real.
Yep.
So I think they deserve the equity in it, and that's really what I'm hoping comes out of the next year,
Yeah, I don't think they're settling for anything less than that, honestly.
I don't think they should.
Exactly.
And, I think as a fan and someone who appreciates the game, but just as a fellow business person and ex-coach, I say do what you got to do to get it right on all levels. And if that's sitting out, sometimes that's sitting out. Because if you don't stand for it, you're not standing for it. And if you're not standing for everyone, then what's the point of standing up? You're not just here to do it for the people on top. You got to do it for the people on the bottom. That's how I feel about it.
How soon can I start my Audrey for commissioner campaign?
You know, I mean, we can start talking. We can start talking lineup too. I got something for our coach too.
No,
I got my
next
special
question.
roster.
Period. Okay, that's actually perfect segue, Audrey. Because before we run to an ad break, I gotta ask. Okay, now we're a basketball podcast, so I'm gonna ask for your starting five, but you can have six if you really need a six man. Okay. I want your all-time starting five. And again, it doesn't have to be basketball, but we are a basketball pod. So go bananas. All-time starting five. If you could host any five players in your bar, who are they? And
dead or alive.
five.
Are we
They
talking
could be dead.
past?
I don't care. Do whatever
you want to
you
bring
want.
them back? I love it. Oh goodness, that's a good one. You know, I mean, different reasons. I guess I was a big Pat Summitt fan as a player and as a coach. You know, I would definitely have Pat at the table. I'm also a big Don Staley. I think Coach Staley gets it right and brings a lot to the game, not only just for the game, but for her players. And that's what I love about her. And then if you want to throw some attitude just to have some fun at the bar, bring Owen Becky Hammond in. Because I love when Becky comes to coach, you know. So I'm trying to get her in Title IX because I think that'd be a riot. Have her in there one day. But it just and you look, I'm from a time where someone like a local legend, Grandmama, was there, Jennifer Gillum. And, you know, shout out to Jennifer who helped raise the league back in the day when she was playing. And of course you got to have DT in there, you know, but I'm going to add AT in there as well. So we're going to get our DT and our AT because I think, like, that's a shit-talking group, you know. Sorry, crap-talking group, you know. But there would definitely be some inspiration and a lot of crazy things being said. So I'd be there for it.
That's a ton of personality.
Yes. That's
all in just one kind of shoulder.
Together. And then throw me in it, and you got a whole party.
Oh, yeah. Throw a mic in front of y'all. Just have at it. Y'all got 6 hours. Do it.
That's might have to close the bar.
Half of us are over 50 in that group almost, so, you know. Definitely
you might have to
40.
close the bar because I don't know if you can handle anything else beyond those 6.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of person. You know, I got shirts that say Big Strap Energy, so that's a lot in there, I'm going to say. So we're definitely going to call that. I know. I just got him over there. That's all right.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Sure.
I had forgotten something, which is going to be a surprise for Steven today, and that's terrible. I'm going to... Oh, no.
We're forgetting.
I'm going to tell my roommate to bring them in.
She said she want to hear your starting lineup.
Okay.
This year, though. I want to hear what you think this year.
Okay. Well, this is tough. Okay, I'm going to go Natasha Cloud. That's my all-time favorite. Like, the reason I started covering the Mercury was actually Natasha Cloud when they... I was enamored by her.
She holds it down and she stands for things. So big ups to her because she really does.
Fun story, like I'm 0 for 3 on Mercury jerseys and actually staying on the Mercury, but at least it's like the limited edition Cloud jersey. Like that's the coolest jersey I will ever own. And it was, what am I supposed to do? And now I can't buy an AT jersey because I'm 3 for 3 on them not being on the Mercury anymore. So it just,
stay away.
Don't buy no more jerseys because we want AT to stay.
Buy jersey t-shirts.
Yeah. I'll make you some, a custom shirt. Like maybe it has movable numbers we put in faces, okay? We'll get you some custom.
Okay. And then you said this year. Okay, I'm gonna go actually. Oh man, this is tough. I'm scared to make the wrong choices here, guys. Okay.
There are no wrong choices.
Right.
It's your choice.
I'm gonna go Paige Becker's actually at the 2. I also host the DLS Wing Show. Number 3, and this is tough. I'm actually gonna go Dewana Bonner because frankly, I was so egregiously wrong about her fit with the Mercury that I owe her that. 4, I'm gonna go AT, and then 5, I'm gonna go Jonquil Jones. And nobody is beating that basketball team. I know what. Yes. Okay. Before our ad break, my roommate just brought them to me. Okay, guys, I'm never going to be into baseball cards collecting. I have a gazillion cards just laying around my room. They just fly around. I can't keep track of them. But we are obviously working on making my at home podcast studio a little better. And something that I've been working on acquiring is a full team of these teeny basketball players. And right before the show, I'm telling you, right before the show, me and my roommate unbagged because they are mystery. The two most
Oh my
important
god.
ones, Alyssa Thomas and Kalia Copper.
Oh
Look
wow,
at them,
That is
that's
pretty
so
cool.
fire.
cute.
That
Yeah,
is
that's
cool.
fire.
We also got
I'll
a
smudge.
limited edition glow in the dark Jonquil Jones. One more look. My roommate heard me say I forgot something and he brought these in for me. So shout out to my guy, Matt St. Marie, for bringing these in for me because I was stressing. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to run out in the 1 second that they play that little screen for the ads. But yeah, so cute and fun. We're 3 or 4 of them actually away from a full set, and then we're 3 limited edition ones away. So I need that gold Asia. I'm not playing no games with them. Give me the gold Asia before I
Somebody
yeah.
find the
But
gold Asia, please, for her, okay?
you're
I
only
got you. We're
allowed to
gonna put it
buy
out
2
there. I'll put it
packs
on my
per
socials.
day. It's crazy. 2 packs per day. I want them all. Anyways, but yeah, I was really excited to show you guys that. And now friends of the show, Alyssa Thomas and Kalia Copper, are watching us. So shout out to them for being in the show today. But we're going to talk about the Phoenix Mercury, Alyssa Thomas's MVP award, all of the things and more after this quick break here on the PHNX Mercury podcast. You know what I had to use to buy these things? You know what I had to use?
What was
My
that?
checking account. Oh, my checking account. Oh, everyone needs a checking account so you can get the gold Asia Wilson just like. And you know who's going to help you out? Mountain America Credit Union. My goodness. My Style Lifestyle can be your lifestyle because Mountain America My Style has just the perks for you. You can enjoy restaurant deals, mobile phone protection, telehealth access, identity protection, loan rate discounts, offer and travel, and so much more. Make My Style your lifestyle at mountainamericacreditunion.com. Visit macu.com/mystyle to apply. Insured by NCUA. Membership is required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost, registration, or activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions do apply. But when you're done with My Style Lifestyle, that ain't no problem because then you're gonna head over to the Circle K. You're gonna get all the snacks, you're gonna get the beverage, you're gonna get gas, you're gonna get, if it's 5 o'clock somewhere, you can buy, whatever alcoholic beverages you want there. Do whatever you want. It's a free world. Nicotine products, basically literally anything you could need to have a fun time. You can get it at Circle K. Inner Circle Rewards. Listen, I'm an Inner Circle Rewards member. I know Steven is. We're probably going to have to grill Audrey into downloading the app on her phone on her way out, but that's okay because then Audrey doesn't even know this, but she's going to get 25 cents off a gallon on her four fill-ups, and then 3 cents a gallon on every fill-up after that, then 5 cents a gallon after you just work your way up in the 5 cent club. And then after that, even Circle K gives you another little extended hand, little apple on the tree, and they say every 4th visit you get another 25 cent a gallon off day. It's just, the gift that keeps on giving. The Inner Circle Rewards.
Sure.
Oh. So download the app,
Signing up.
put in your email address, phone number, all the things you already know. I love the Circle K. I use them quite frequently. I have to drive to Phoenix so often. This week I'm actually going to be doing it only 2 times, which is, it feels like a record low for the Phoenix Mercury season, to be honest with you. But that's okay because I've got the Inner Circle Rewards to help me get there with cheap fuel. Hold on, wait. I have to reread some verbatim words. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply. At participating locations, visit circlek.com for details. Ooh, sorry, I don't need the computer screen for that one because them's my pookies over there. Like I love those people at the Circle and K. I just they really get. I'm sweaty now, but
I want to go to Circle K now. I need a drink after that.
It's a
Fuel Day
party.
coming
Yeah,
up in
yeah.
3 days.
Yep.
Circle K
What?
Fuel Day.
Yep.
Oh,
Is that Thursday, right?
thank goodness.
Yeah. Thursday.
That's
Whatever,
my
3
first
days
day
is
driving
from
to
now.
Phoenix.
Yep.
This works out so good. Woo!
Mhm.
Wow.
What is Fuel Day?
You get like extra savings. So like I don't know what the amount is on Thursday, but recently they did like a 40 cents off from 6 a.m. to midnight. So if you go,
They've done
if you're in the
60
inner
cents
circle-
before, a full dollar.
What?
They're just basically giving
I might have to
fuel
go trade
away,
my
Audrey.
vehicle in now and get a gas vehicle now. You know that? Just so I can go to Circle K.
Yep.
I'm in.
Period.
I'm on my way.
It's okay. If you don't have listen, even if you don't need gas, they can still help you out. 99-cent Frosters, these
I'm
Polar
on for
Pops
that.
are only 79 cents. I mean, they just hook you up.
Saturday, I was home alone. My girlfriend had went out to a brunch, and I was like, well, I'm about to watch the fights and have some beers at the house, home alone. And I didn't have any beers. So who was there? Who had my back when no one else had my back?
Circle K.
Circle and K. Fact.
They got you.
Always.
Always.
With the IPA.
And they're
Always.
open 24 hours, aren't they?
I think so.
They're always there for you.
Yep.
Circle K.
Audrey,
every
Kevin
block.
and I are the crazy ones.
Every block. That's the first thing I noticed when I came out here.
Yeah, they
Back
are.
home,
pretty
back
solid.
home, no free ads, but there was other like stores and whatnot. I get out here, every half a mile is a Circle K. They're literally everywhere.
And that's the way I like it. Okay, but before we get to the Phoenix Mercury, which I do want to get to, I feel like but I should have asked this. Did Audrey submit a one-word burn as well?
She did not. I was
Oh.
gonna surprise her with that one actually.
Okay.
So
What
we want to
is
go
it?
ahead. We want to go ahead and do these now, Kevo.
Let's
sure.
cue this bad boy up.
Let me see.
All right.
We got a little
So
fun game we play after Mercury games up here.
yeah, the Mercury, it was a heartbreaker on Friday. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't I have a video of the sidelines and inbounds, but I don't want to play it because if I rewatch it, then all you have to rewatch it, and then we're all in pain together, and that's not
Emotional.
fun. So
Mhm.
yeah, we won't do that. But to relive the heartbreak, Stephen and I did a little one-word burn to describe how we felt about this game versus the Las Vegas Aces. So without further ado, Kevin, our one-word burn. Oh, yeah, that's my word actually.
My
Because
word was underwhelming because you did all that work over the course of that game to have the lead, playing back even, and then you just kind of literally threw it away. Very, very, very underwhelming. What would be your one word to describe how you would look at that loss to Las Vegas on Friday?
Ooh.
And mind you, she had the courtside view of everything, so her perspective is different than even ours.
One word, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Devastating.
Woo! I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. That's one of those games that you needed to have.
It shouldn't have been in that position.
Yep.
You don't take a lead and then
Mm-hmm.
lose it. So devastating, I think, is a little for the players, right?
Yeah.
To come that far and not finish.
Yeah. All those missed layups at the beginning of the game.
The details.
That's it. The detail that keeps coming back to it. Yep. Especially against a team like Vegas and a player like Asia.
You can't sleep on them. She will light you up. I mean, she's gonna light you up. There's a difference, but you can still do what you need to do to hold the rest of the team at bay. So
I think the difference in that game, if they instead of being up like 6-2 going into the first time out at the beginning of the game, if they make their layups, they're up like 12-0, 14-0. That's the difference in the game that you lose by one.
Huge difference.
Huge difference in the course of the game all the way to the finish line. So can't play with your food. Cannot play with your food.
You cannot play with your food.
Not at all.
But before we do the one word burn for the Seattle game, I do have one important question. And listen, it's going to come out derogatory, but I promise it's not as bad. I just have to ask it because I'm sitting there watching the game on Friday and I'm like, oh my God, my number one agenda is burning to the ground before my very eyes. And so, above all else, to be honest, I need Steven to walk me off the cliff about it. And that's what this whole show is usually me walking to the cliff and then Steven walking me back off of it. And so, how important was this game versus the Aces for the MVP race that we've been AT's been sprinting to the finish line. And then this loss, it felt in real time like it hurt her cause a little bit. But again, I'm just looking for Steven to pull me off the ledge. Put the rope, pull it, please.
Well, I'm keeping a buck always. No different than the game against Atlanta that they lost the week before or at the beginning of last week. That's the same situation with Vegas. Difference is, though, Alicia Gray has an MVP candidacy, in my opinion. But for everything that Nafisa Collier and Alyssa Thomas and Alicia Gray and other players, Sabrina Ionescu, have been doing this season, no one's, at least people that are looking at it the right way, are not questioning who the best player in the league is, because it's still Big A, and that's Asia Wilson. And the fact that her team is now also quietly creeping up the ranks They're now in 4th place. For people that may
We're back
may
to
not have
fourth.
noticed it.
Mercury back to fourth. Vegas is in fifth now. I don't know what happened yesterday
No, was it?
exactly to the standings, but they slipped, I guess.
Well, either way, the fact that they've climbed up from the depths of the standings that they were in even just 2 weeks ago to where they are now, the difference is her not being available and then her coming back and sustaining her health. She's still very much the best player in the W, and then there's a gap, and then there's the next tier of players. If they finish with a top 3 record, she has to be in the MVP conversation, and there's a literal value that you see. That team was in places that they haven't been since they drafted her while she was out with her multiple injuries. And then she comes back, and all of a sudden they're this team that has beaten Phoenix, that's beaten a couple other teams as they've climbed up the ranks. And they got other games with Atlanta this week, New York, Minnesota to come. Like, they got to handle their business. You have to, if you want to be the MVP, then your team, you and your team have to handle business in a timely manner. And when you have these direct matchups with MVP candidates and teams in that top 4 or top 5 in the W, if you don't handle your business, that's missed opportunities. So that loss on Friday was definitely one of those. You need those. But she made up for it in a way that only Alyssa Thomas can come Sunday for sure.
AT's a beast. Shout out to her doing it. She does. I mean, she come through. You know, she's gonna play.
Yeah,
She's gonna show up and lead her team. That's the difference, I think.
Mm-hmm.
She shows up and leads her team, but she is one person who can only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
There's all sorts of other factors that happen. So.
Yep.
Well, now that the ledge is, I'm still inching toward it. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't really. I didn't feel the tug on the rope this time. Usually, Steven does
I
really pull
will
on the rope.
the tug will be that she's still my personal MVP. I'm not with the
Period.
ballot. I'm not with the ballot
Okay.
yet, but she's still like, you get 5 triple doubles.
Who, Asia is yours?
No,
or
Alyssa
AT?
Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Alyssa is still my MVP. You get five triple doubles in one season.
Not to mention, this is your first year here, and you're elevating everybody. I mean, let's be real.
Quick.
Yeah, this is your first year. Big shout out to what she's doing and what she does every day. You know she's gonna show up.
Mm-hmm.
She is consistent, and that's what you need in a leader. And I think she's the real one on the floor doing it.
Yeah, couldn't say it better.
Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Well, period. I'm glad at least, honestly, Steven does not, he really does never BS me. So the fact that AT's still his MVP, I'm feeling good. And that the rope has been tugged. In fact, the rope is untied, y'all. We're good to go. But now we got to get to this one word burn for Seattle. And this one was another close game, another ugly in sidelines out of bounds play that just made me want to pull the hair out of my head. But overall, the Mercury came out with a win this time. This time, the 3 points were on the Mercury side instead of the enemy side. So whoop whoop for that. Kevin, what the heck are our words?
At
Man, if you
got
read them
AT.
together,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
AT for me. AT because
Well,
5 triple doubles, number 20 in her career.
Yeah.
Who does that? There's only one person.
AT?
That's only one person, and she's getting closer and closer to breaking her own single season triple doubles record. I think she had 6 in one season. She's 1 off of that now with 5 this season. I think she's gonna break that. She might get 2 more by the end of the season the way that she's playing right now.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
For sure. Erica, yours was...
I said survived because... And you know what? I'm going to say it. So Seattle survived AT, so the 2 words did go together. You know, no one was seriously injured. Thank God bless America. Shout out to be a time to be alive, folks. Nobody was injured in the game that the Phoenix Mercury played, and I don't have to read tweets about how it's the most physical team in the league and blah, 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 blah. And so anyways, but the Mercury did come out on top this time. And I do want to talk about the sidelines out of the bounds situation.
We got to get Audrey's one word.
Oh, you trying to cut me out? Sorry. Don't be leaving me on the sidelines here.
Let me reattach the rope. My bad.
That's all right. It'd be together. And I say that because I think in the difference, definitely in the fourth quarter, I finally seen them, the lineup that I think needs a little more gelling, start gelling and playing together and not so much individual shooting. They were passing the ball, working the ball around, and taking good shots. And they did that together. They were sharing the ball. So. Yeah. I think that one was definitely AT leading the way, for sure, but bringing her team together. And everyone buying into the team philosophy.
I love that that's what you said because that's literally what Nate Tibbetts said on the win after it was all said and done. So, and we talked a lot at the beginning of the season about buy-in and like how everyone has to accept their role for exactly what it is. And when you talk about the team being together, that's them returning to their roots, and what made them so good and hot in the first place is being
Mhm.
together and being committed to one another and doing the right thing on the floor, not necessarily being perfect, but doing the right thing to help out your teammate.
Yep. That's the big thing for me too, because this is what we've been kind of harping on. Like, the team hasn't been healthy pretty much all season long up until these last 2.5, 3 weeks post All-Star break. You can't expect for them to just hit the ground running when there's so many new pieces. It's a brand new team already as the season has been coming in. And then you take Kalia out, and then you take Satu out at times. You take both of them out at times. That's 3 different renditions of the team that they've been working through. You get comfortable working certain ways when there's only a certain percentage of the team that's been available. There's a master reset process that happens when you have everybody that's back in the fold. So you put all of these top end talents back in, everybody's roles are shifting. And because of the roles shifting, now you got to also adjust your style of play to accompany everybody. There's a lot of learning going on about themselves. Now you put into it, here's Las Vegas that's hot. Here's Seattle that's trying to climb their way back. Here's a close game back to back. Here's an Atlanta team.
And they're gritty. Seattle's going to do what they got to do. I mean, that's probably one of them. They can go off at any time.
Yep.
You gotta watch out for that team because they could be down 20 and be back in it. Same with Atlanta. Any one of those teams are super gritty. So,
and most of these teams that they've been going up against, especially looking at Seattle and the pieces they had last season, and obviously Vegas and their core pieces, these are teams that have been through the fire before. This rendition of Phoenix hasn't been through these type of moments before. So these are their learning opportunities, and it's going to come with some lumps, but as long as you're able to apply those lessons like they did going from Friday's loss to Sunday's win, that's where the growth comes. So if you're looking at it holistically in that way, you see the growth that took place. Now it's about just continuing to stack on top of the growth and not having to learn the same lesson 5 or 6 different separate times.
A lot of that too is you got to get into the rotation, and everyone got to start gelling together and playing, and that's hard to do when there's a lot of inconsistencies in how we're subbing and things that are happening, right? Like, because you look at the difference. I think we started with Sammy and them, right? This lineup, and when you look back to our winning first part of the season, there was a lineup who was winning already, and they were just getting it done, and they had a very get it done attitude, and it wasn't really about, oh, someone needs to score their 20 or their 15. They just got it done. And I think when you bring a lot of big talents, like you said, in that are scorers, it's very hard to make that work all together in unison. And finding the right 5 at the time that makes that happen, and then having your 6 and 7 that come in and do a great thing. Like, a big shout out to Natasha Mack stepping up her game from last year to this year and seeing her come in and do what she needs to do. You need those role players because championships aren't just won by the first 5, they're won by the whole team. And that it means sometimes even a star can be a role player. And that's finding how you get them to work and all like thrive in that mentality, right? Because some days it's going to be AT. Let's be real, every day it's AT. But like, you got, I think Monica can come in and she could do a great job. DeWanda does a great job when she comes in. But I also think she could be a great starter for our squad, It just depends who you're going against, and you have to make those adjustments. You even got Brown. She's a solid force in the middle. Like, we need to utilize her when we're playing teams such as Atlanta, who has their big bodies. You got to make those key adjustments and realize that one day your role might be starting, and one day your role might be coming off the bench. As long as the end result is us winning and the team winning, that's what it is. And everyone needs to play their role.
Yep.
Nate Tibbetts is a friend of the show, and I best believe we'll see Kalani Brown minutes shortly because Audrey said so. So I like that for a
Nate
segment
probably doesn't
name
care, but
because
listen,
Audrey said
Nate,
so.
throw Kalani and let her beat him up on some bodies because she's a force to reckon with. You have a team full of great talent, and that's the difference. Like, we have a talented team. There's not one person who isn't a superstar on this team this year. Everyone can come in and score. Everyone can come in and do what they need to do. And I think it's just finding that rotation that makes that work. And when that happens and they start gelling and realizing that you do have to pass that ball, you do have to give up. It's not always about scoring. Sometimes it's about making the play happen. And I think once you put that together and get the team to flow, we're winning the championship this year.
And then what we're
Book
gonna
it.
do is go take the party over from Jefferson,
Title 9.
stroll all the way down 7th, and we're gonna take it to Tyler.
Title 9. We'll be there. I'm here for it. I'll open those doors no matter what time it is.
We know Matt Ishbia listens to the pod
Facts.
because he listened to Erica and brought Satu Sabali to the Valley.
Facts.
So maybe we can direct the parade to Title 9 Bar.
I mean,
this pod has motion.
What?
That's all
Why
I'm saying.
Listen.
don't we just do a Mercury line from Jefferson
all
and
the
then-
way. I
all the
think
way
we can,
down to-
you know,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
Mercury
hoping for
train.
the Final Four. But I think I would love to be more involved with them from that standpoint as a business. I would love to do more things because, you know, and I know I'm gonna keep it real. I don't have the big time sponsorship. I'm not a big corporate place that can come in and say I can pay you to do all these things. But what I can say is, and I can stand behind this is that the people will follow.
Mhm.
Because once you're about the people are going to come, and then you get those dollars. It's fill those seats, and like I said, I don't have a big corporate budget, but I do have the people behind us, and the group that wants to be part of it, and they support the Mercury, and will continue to do so. So yeah, big party at Title 9.
Yeah.
Come and celebrate. I mean, we're there watching every away game, and even on the home games, you know, people try and go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great things.
For sure.
I'm gonna have to get down there for an away game before the end of the season, and
Yeah.
maybe an
Definitely.
away playoff game. You know, maybe.
Oh, I love a playoff party. I might have to go to one of those games, fly out to them, you know. So
Ooh.
I'm all for it. I want us to have a good run, and I think it's time. This team deserves it. They came in and they had so many. Nobody gave them any mind when they realized that there were so many changes. No one thought we had a run at it. And let's be real. Like, I think you have to look at the people who came in here, and this team shocked everyone, and they played with such heart. And honestly, as a coach, look, I'm getting cold chills right now because that's the nature of it. But that's all you can ask is them leave it on the floor, full game for every minute that they're on there, and leave it on the floor. And I think that's what happened. And like I said, bringing a few different changes and adversities with injuries. But the truth is, at the core, our team is a championship team. And that's what we're going to get to. So
At the top of it, you got a burgeoning championship player in Alyssa Thomas. Has been there for 5-6 years at least at this point. You have a literal champion and finals MVP in Kalia Copper.
yeah.
And you have another player that has multiple championship experience in terms of getting to the stage and then actually kicking the door down for that very same franchise in DeWanna Bonner. And you also got Sammy Wickham, who's won multiple. So you have a ton of championship experience to balance out the kind of
The
the
youth.
lack of experience or youth, if you will, that you have on your roster. I think it's the perfect blend.
You do, young and old.
Yes, you have a coach on, you have a head coach that hasn't been there, but you have an assistant coach in Chrissy Tolliver who has.
Shout out to Chris. And Chrissy knows the game. And,
Can't
and-
say enough about Chrissy.
Right, and the whole team, like, of his associate coaches
Yeah.
and all that. I think there's a great coaching staff. So many of them women out there doing their thing, coaching. And honestly, I think you just have to trust your instinct on that and look at really what's best for the team. And
Yep.
some days it's different, right?
Yep.
You know, one day you think it's a set role. There's nothing set. I mean, of course, we have our set offenses and our defense I run, but things change. The game is ever changing at that moment. So you got to be able to adjust and adapt.
Yep, that's the key word, adapt. And I've been saying that for pretty much the last 2 seasons, and it feels like they have a roster that's well equipped to adapt for whatever matchups they might be seeing.
I will say this. I think someone had great vision in bringing this team together. So
Yeah.
kudos to that. On
Shout out
bringing,
Nick Urin.
Yes, very much so. Great vision in putting this team together, because when you see the talent that's out there and you're like, oh, wait. And then you see them together. And I really do believe in this team. You know, and like you said, no free ads or whatever, but a couple of them came into Dahlia. And
No,
they
you're
were
good for yours. For
all
yours,
right,
you
they,
good.
They,
Yeah,
they,
yeah,
they
yeah.
good. They came into Dahlia, you know, and I was honored to have them there. But just a good group of humans, and I think that's what you look for, you know. Even not just in that, we had the Fever in there too, and Sid was in there, and I love all those girls, and they came in and they went out of their way, you know.
Yeah.
These are the type of women athletes that we have out there that they're just phenomenal, and they went out of their way to support another woman-owned business. You know, rocked our merch and our gear, and to us that was huge. Like, they didn't have to leave my restaurant and go over there and do that, but they did because they know the importance of what we're doing in Title IX. Same thing as we know the importance of what the Mercury's doing out here every night on the floor, and that's why we support it. It's building what we do, building legacy.
Yep.
Well, guys, before we get out of here, I do have one question. And It's pretty easy, actually. The Mercury take on the Golden State Valkyries tomorrow in Valhalla. I'm pretty excited. This is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite arenas to watch on TV. They just get so into it, and
Mm-hmm.
they never seem egregious with it. They don't ever seem like they're doing too much. They seem like they're doing just enough in the most outwardly loud way, and I love it. But it is a tough arena to play in, and the Valkyries have been a good team this year, especially a slept-on team, even just due to the nature of them being a brand new team. But I do want your predictions, and just because I'm asking, I will give my prediction first, so I'm not putting either of you on the spot. I'm obviously taking the Mercury, and I think the Mercury are going to save me from another end of game pull the hair out of my head moment where I actually think I just want to turn the game off and just wait for the ESPN notification to come. But, and I'm going to take the Mercury to win by 13, and I'm going to say the Mercury have 87 points and the Valkyrie have 74.
Real
Okay.
quick, before y'all give your predictions, and Lindsay
Yeah.
mentions it here in the chat, I feel like we'd be remiss to not mention V,
Fact.
to not mention Violet.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
We went bird watching for months
Raven,
for
yes.
this mascot, and we finally have it.
Yeah.
And she's kind of lit.
Yeah.
I
And
think,
so I need
Yeah.
everybody's opinions on Violet before we get predictions.
Yeah.
I think the Ozempic revolution with WNBA mascots is diabolical, but she
Wow.
looks fly.
did she say something?
She said.
You leave Violet alone because I think Violet is a whole process. She's the shit. Violet. I like
No,
Violet.
I agree. I just my girl
She's a
is
whole
the-
vibe,
she's-
okay? Violet's bringing
Right.
it. They got it right with Violet.
Yeah.
But shout out to Scorch. I love Scorch, okay?
Mhm.
But they're doing the thing with Violet.
I think they.
The
I think
split
they
Scorch
did-
did on Friday was crazy, by the way. Just so
The
everybody
what?
knows,
Oh
the
yes.
split
yeah.
that Scorch
Yeah,
busted out.
Yeah.
Somebody take
From-
Scorch off that ladder. It made me nervous. Listen,
Yeah,
the whole
I'm
time
like,
sitting
dude,
there,
don't get hurt.
I was nervous for Scorch. I was like, look, get Scorch off the ladder. We need him safe. We can't have Scorch going down for whatever Scorch is. We need Scorch here, okay?
For sure.
Yeah, keep Scorch off the ladder, please.
To that point though, you keep hammering home the community points. One of the biggest identifying markers for kids, especially, and pulling them into supporting the team, the mascots, is the gap that's bridged between this adult game being played and them not understanding what's going on, but they know what that mascot does and who it is.
Except
and the
for my
personality.
goddaughter. I love, but
Gotcha.
she has nightmares of Scorch. When Scorch comes, she is out, and I'm like, no, it's Scorch. Scorch is great. And she's like, she's losing it over
For sure.
Scorch. So
For sure.
I agree with that, except for that.
Except for her.
Yeah, she is not identifying with Scorch, but she will.
For sure.
I
For
got
sure.
faith in her. About 4, she's gonna be okay. 2 right now, she's
Mhm.
not having Scorch nowhere near her.
For sure.
Mhm.
For sure. Yeah, and shout out to Ellie for setting that standard for all other mascots
Yes.
because
She raised the level.
I think franchises were genuinely looking to cut that corner on the cost side and just not have a mascot. And they're
Ellie
like,
came in.
you can't do that.
She took it to the
Absolutely.
ceiling. Like she raised the whole bar, and I think that's
Mhm.
great. Like, the energy that Ellie brings into the
Yes.
game, and just the attitude.
Mhm.
You want to watch her. You're like, what's Ellie doing?
Mhm.
So
She's
yeah.
literally part of the experience at Barclays.
So basically, she's the MVP of the
She's the MVP of mascots. Yeah.
of the mascots.
Yeah,
I,
for the ways
I-
that she's holding
I agree
everybody
with
else
you.
accountable.
I think there's gonna be some runner-ups coming with
For
Raven,
sure.
maybe.
For sure.
I don't think you're wrong with with
For sure.
Violet. So
For sure.
I agree with that.
For sure.
Are you guys gonna give me your predictions?
Yes. You want to go or you want me to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. So last time they played, it was a very, very close game. That one was, I think, I know Kalia wasn't available. I don't think Satu was available. And that was one of the games where Dewana had a nice game, especially down the latter stretch of it. I think the Mercury are going to go and get this one. But before I give my prediction, I want to shout out everything that Natalie Nakase is doing.
Yes.
Because
yes.
the identity, the culture that she's established over there for a startup team, that is not
That's
easy
probably
to
the coach
do.
of the year right there. Let's keep
She
it
might
real.
be. She might be. And
I
if they
mean-
make the playoffs, she probably gets it.
I mean, what she's done with her is
Yeah.
incredible.
Kayla
Steven, you
Thornton.
said culture, but like the standard too, as
For
well.
sure.
Like she's like,
100%.
you're coming into a brand new franchise. Like there
Yeah.
is no precedent you're stepping into. Like you are creating. the
You are
precedent.
creating that.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
a lot of pressure too.
But that shows
Yes.
you how much her contribution was to the
To
Aces.
Vegas, 100%.
And you realize that when you lose little pieces of that and you see
Mhm.
it in that her contribution was so much. And I'm not taking anything away from Becky,
sure.
but people forget how important your associates are, your coaches, and your assistant coaches, how important they are in a successful team.
100%. And to that point, they lose Kayla Thornton, their one All-Star. And what do? They just find a new way to maintain. And
They're shooting the lights out right now.
You don't get that if you don't have that type of buy-in.
What's the guard? Shasetsky?
Veronica. Oh, you're talking about Cecilia Zandalicini?
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah. They
somebody you better guard her, okay? She'll shoot that ball from anywhere.
They get after they got pieces over there, and I think they play very well. So it's not going to be a walkover game at all, especially on their home court.
Real quick. It was a 1-point game the last time the Mercury and the Valkyries played, and Satu nor Kalia were available. So you were correct.
Correct. It was the OGs, Alyssa and Dewana.
Yeah.
And they went out and they did their thing.
They did their thing.
And I think it might end up being another one of those games because that team is just tough. And they're not gonna beat themselves. You have to beat them, and you have to out execute them. And it gets hard when they get their crowd involved. And Natalie's doing all her coaching stuff, and Veronica Burton's at the rim every chance you look at her, and it gets tough. So I think it's gonna be a close game. I'm gonna say Phoenix wins, but it's probably gonna be like 84-80.
I think that's a good. I like that score. I like that score. I think you got it right. You got to watch Veronica Burton, especially in the third quarter. She goes off. It's like they go in at halftime and give her the pep talk, and she comes out more on fire. So be ready for her to have that strong second half of the game. Yeah. But I think we come in, if we guard the three and we play good defense, run and gun, shoot to kill, the Mercury wins by 6.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Kevin, would you like prediction?
Mercury win by 8.
Okay.
Drinks at Title 9, winner. I got you.
Sounds good to me.
And then we'll stop at Circle K on the way.
That's what I'm screaming. I gotta stop at Circle K. On my way.
I'm right there with you, okay?
So. But before we get out of here, we got 2 last things to do. Number 1, first and foremost, I have to bring up our Die Hard Takeover this Friday, August 22nd. Listen, this is the only game all season I get to go to for fun. To say I'm going to show out is an understatement. I'm going to be so loud that Audrey on the floor can hear me and know without a doubt.
What game is it?
Friday against the Valkyries. We're doing a little takeover where we have some of our supporters come and they get to watch it with me and Erica. And if you want to come.
Well, I was going to say, Erica, do you want to join me?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Y'all might have to have that conversation another time.
You come on the floor.
She invited you all the way down to the court.
I haven't invited anyone yet. Might take you with me, or Steven, whichever one. One half, we split halves. Come on down.
Yeah, call me anytime, Audrey. But this game
who gets
is a
crunch
special
time
game.
is my question.
Yeah, so who's taking the second half? They're all kicking me out. Go up there and talk.
Right.
Yeah, I'll share.
Audrey post-game show would go absolutely crazy though.
For sure. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness,
big win.
Yeah, that would be
Audrey,
fun.
me and the Thundersticks, me and Audrey with the Thundersticks, you from the arena. Just a thought is going absolutely diabolical in my head right now.
I'm for it. I'm here for it, okay?
Okay. Post-game show, sports side, takeover. Back to the takeover though, so I don't lose my train of thought one last time. August 22nd, it's this Friday. It's literally in 4 days. The way I'm counting down the days to this event, you guys, you don't understand. We're doing pregame drinks, pregame food, all the fun and festivities you can think of prior. Don't worry, because the fun doesn't even really start until we walk into PHX Arena. I'm going to open up my Thundersticks. I'm going to blow those bad boys up. I'm probably going to put my Scorch headband on. I don't really know, but it's okay because once those items are on, blown up, we have our beveraginos in hand. We march our rear ends down to our little seats. And then boom, we plant them until it's time to start, obviously stand until we score. And then, once we sit, the world is our oyster, you guys. We have lots happening on Friday. Be there or be square. I've been saying that for now 2 full years. So I'm not playing around when I say don't be a square. Get to the dang game. The takeover ticket. Get there with Steven and I. We're going to have a fun time. We're going to have a lot of memories to be made. Do you not see the fun pictures we took last year at our takeover? You want to be left out of those fun pictures? I'm sorry, I post those pictures. That pictures are my prized possession, and you're going to be left out of my prized possession like that? It's not very polite of you. The other thing we got to get to real quick is the super chats because BCOMC
Yes,
clearly has blessed our presence
of
on this
course.
fine Monday evening.
So
Mhm.
First of
for
all,
Audrey, these are super chats. They are some of our supporters that give us a little tip, and they
Got it.
throw a little comment next to it. So we read them. We read them live whenever people send them in. So one of our lovely supporters that never misses a beat is BCOMC Clearly. Literally is on all of our shows across all of the networks, and always supporting. So
Shout
Erica,
out to Be Calm.
shout out
Clearly.
BCOMC Clearly. Yeah.
BCOMC clearly, first of all, he says, we won and I'm still dating AT, so all is well. And just so you know, Audrey, he's also dating Ryan Dunn. What's
Devin
the
Booker.
Devin
Devin
Green,
Booker
Devin
is at the
Booker.
top.
Tel Marte, I believe.
I mean, damn, he's
Yeah,
busy,
I
huh?
mean, don't
Yeah.
tell
CCS
those
he gets after.
peoples. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just bring him on to Dahlia, okay? I got a great date spot. Bring him on down. We'll take care of him. I want to see them at Dahlia Tapas Tequila Wine after the games, okay? That's a cute couple right there.
Woo! Okay, BCOMC clearly also says 2 words, cutesy legs. That's Steven, by the way.
Yeah, that is Steven,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Appreciate
Yeah.
you, BCOM.
one of his many aliases.
True. This is true.
He also says that I still haven't gotten that Jalen Green twerk video. I'm going to be real with you, Chief. I'm not sure if you'll ever get that one, but if you do let me know. I would be remiss to miss that information. So I think this is the last one. Yeah, bark bark.
Yep.
Okay, BCOMC clearly, last super chat. I want to ring on AT and Co finger 2025 heart champions.
I think everybody in the chat and everybody up here on this podcast would agree with that, especially that last one. I feel like they put the work in. They still got more work to do, so it's not completely solved now, but they're going in the direction that they need to. They just got to streamline it all. That's it.
Play together.
That's it. That's it.
Well,
like
we
to
got
say
a fun week planned for you guys. Oh, go ahead.
I like to say our little motto was, I believe in you, you believe in me, we win together, you know? So they just got to play
Cute.
together. They're going to get that win.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You heard it here first, everybody. This is gonna be a super fun week. We got this show today. Obviously, you can go back and rewatch this a few times because we had a lot of good nuggets in here. But then on Thursday, we got a post game show after the Las Vegas Aces rematch.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay because Mercury gonna take that dub. I didn't
That's a
ask
big
for a
game.
prediction for that game because I'm gonna just let it be. I'm gonna let it be what it is. I'm gonna just let it be what it is, and then Steven and I will talk about it immensely after the game is over. It's actually gonna be my first time in our new studio. I'm really excited to come see it. I gotta come check out the new digs. And obviously, I just got to make sure the Mercury take care of business because on Friday they're going to be taking care of business in front of us and our lovely community of PHNX diehards. So if you're not a diehard already, be sure to become one using the first link in the description below. I don't think there's a sale right now. Don't sue me, okay? Okay, don't sue me. We do a sale like once a month. So for crying out loud, if you missed it, that doesn't sound like my fault. It sounds like someone wasn't really using their listening ears. But you can still become a diehard. First little link down below, and I'm sure there's gonna be another sale coming soon. Don't wait though. Don't wait though, because you get a discount on the event this week if you become a diehard now. So literally, it only makes sense to go in and become the diehard. So you get the free T-shirt, then you get the discount.
Yep.
It all adds up, you know. Girl math. That's what we do this show for. So, anyways, Audrey, I want to give you an opportunity to tell the people everywhere that they can find you, whether that's social media or any of your beloved businesses that you run, whatever you want to tell the party people. The floor is yours.
Well, you can find me in real life because I'm going to be working my butt off in those businesses. So Dahlia Tapas Tequila Wine if you want some fine dining, elevated tapas and Spanish and Mexican cuisine. Got great ribeyes, by the way, and we're a great place after the Mercury game because we're open late on the weekends till 11, full service. Boycott Bar if you want to go to party. It's where the girls play and hang out. Boycott Bar and Title IX Sports Grill or at Audrey_Corley or any of my businesses. And you can catch me courtside at every Mercury game cheering on our team. So that's where you'll find me.
Well, I just want to say thank you for you to coming.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, to you for coming onto our show. If I can get the words out of my mouth, I get a little excitable after 5 p.m. So I do apologize about that.
Actually, I'm trying to come back on Thursday. When's the next show? When we doing this? I'm
We're
ready
doing a
for the after
post-game.
shows. You call me next one we're out here because
Okay.
I'm sure we'll have a lot to say when it comes playoff time. Okay.
For sure.
I'm very honored to be in. You guys are doing a great job. Great studio. I'm gonna bring you a gift tomorrow. Okay. Send something over.
Thank you.
Kevin just
For
wants a
sure.
cake, man.
I
Get
know.
that man a cake.
You know what? He deserves it. We're getting him something, okay? I don't know what he likes, but we're sending him something. Promise it's gonna be something fun.
For sure.
Okay. And then you can follow Steven at StevenPG3. You can follow Kevin at KevoPost. And listen, I'm about to make you all a promise right now. I've been promising you guys this damn glue stick meme for like a week, and I'm actually gonna put it out onto the Twitter universe tomorrow. You're getting the glue stick meme tomorrow. I've already made plans that I'm gonna be
Glue
making
stick
it right
meme.
now.
I'll send it to you.
Okay. You'll have
If
to.
you guys have
For
any
sure.
thoughts on how Sammy Whitcomb would use a glue stick, please let me know, because that's actually the main reason I haven't posted it, is because I just don't want to be wrong, you know?
Oh.
And man.
Listen, we got to
Anyways,
send a big shout out to Natasha Mack and Sammy Whitcomb for stopping in Title IX, supporting women's sports. So
That's right.
I appreciate it. And to Christy. KT's been in there.
Mhm.
And like I said, shout out to him. Come through, show love to Title IX, okay?
For sure. Yeah, shout out Natasha Mack. That's a friend of the program. She's been on multiple times. She loves us. We love her. And before we get out, I think it's perfect. We got to get a Natasha Mack honk out of you.
Natasha Mack, honk.
Yeah, the Natasha Mack honk.
You're going to have to show me what that is.
Yeah, that's it right here.
This right here is a honk.
Yep.
All right. All for it. Natasha Mack, I got you, baby. Honk. So I'm actually going to have to, I know what sandwich she likes at T9, so
Okay.
I'm going to have to hook her up with that next time there. So
For sure. Probably
Go
at Title IX.
well, if you're looking out for the glue stick meme, follow us on Twitter at PHNX_Mercury. And until then, until next time, which is Thursday, post the Aces game. Honk, honk.
We all silly like the mayor.